This lesson is on exponents and order of operation. We're going to start by looking at exponents. In front of you, you see 2 to the 4th in a box, and this is what's called a power. The power is broken up into two parts, a big number and a little number. The big number we call the base. The little number is called the exponent. There are 3 ways to write an exponent. The first way is the way that we have it, 2 to the 4, and that is called power form. The next way that you could write it is by writing it in expanded form, which means the big number, the base, multiplies by itself however many times the exponent is. So since the exponent is a 4, I write the 2 4 times. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is called expanded form. The last way is just to answer it. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. And that is called evaluated form. It's important to know the different forms so that in the instructions, we do what's being asked. Okay, the first example says, write as a power, then evaluate. So you can see they want us to do 2 things. We have to write as a power, and then we have to evaluate. And if we go, we know a power looks like what we have up here, 2 to the 4, and evaluate means that we actually get the answer. So we have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That means we write base 3, and it's written 4 times, so I have a little 4. So that is as a power, and now we evaluate that. So you can do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 in your calculator, or you have an exponent button, depending on the type of calculator you have. So on your calculator, you need to look for a button that has an X to the Y. Look for a button that looks like a little arrow or a hat. I think those are the only options that you'll see. And how it works is you put the base in first. You're going to type the number 3, then hit your exponent button, whatever it is. Let's pretend it's X to the Y. Then you would hit for the exponent and then hit equals, and you should get your answer. Now, if you can't find your exponent button, that's okay. The next time in class, I'll help you out. In the meantime, just type in 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 in your calculator, and we know that's going to be 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. All right, let's try the next question. 5 times 5 times 5 is going to be 5 to the 3, and then in your calculator, 5 to the exponent 3 gives you 125. Okay, now we're going to take a look at square root. So square root is actually the opposite of squaring, and let's just look at that word squaring. If I have 4 to the exponent 2, this is also called 4 squared. So squaring means exponent 2. Okay, that's what squaring is. So if I have 3 squared, you can see that's 3 to the exponent 2. We know that means 3 times 3, and the answer to 3 times 3 is 9. A square root, the square root of 9, if I was to rewrite 9, I could write it as 3 times 3. When you have 2 numbers that are the exact same under a square root being multiplied, we just take out the number, and the square root symbol is gone. So these are known as perfect squares. If I have the square root of 25, if we know our times tables, we know 5 times 5 is 25, so the square root of 25 is 5. The square root of 81, so we have to think, what times what is 81? That's the same number. 9 times 9, so square root of 81 is 9. What times what gives you the square root of 49? So that is going to be 7, since 7 times 7 is 49. Now, if you're not good with your times tables, there is a square root button on your calculator, and it'll look like this. And depending on your calculator, you'll either, your first option, you'll put 25 in first, then you'll put in, then hit the square root button, and then hit equals. Or you might have to do the square root button first, and then 25. And then equals. Okay, and again, if you have a calculator and you don't know where to find that button, I can always help you out when you come back in class. All right, let's take a look now at our next page, order of operation. So order of operation happens when we have lots of operators, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, all in the same question. So B, if you remember, stands for brackets. And the brackets we're talking about is brackets around an operation, like 2 plus 3. We're not talking about brackets like this, 2 and 3. These brackets mean multiplication when you have brackets next to each other. So we're not talking about those brackets. We're also not talking about brackets that look like 2 plus a negative 3. These brackets are just separating the operators, the addition symbol from the negative sign. So we're talking about brackets where you actually have a question you can solve inside. E stands for exponents, and we've already talked about exponents. We know they look like a big number and a little number, 3 squared. Then we have D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, and S for subtraction. Now when I have a question with only dividing and multiplying in a row, you solve left to right. When I have a question with only adding and subtracting, same thing. And that's in a row. Solve left to right. All right, let's take a look at our first example. It says 3 plus 4 times 2. Now because I moved my screen up, I don't see the BEDMAS anymore. So I am going to write it right here just to help me remember to use it. All right, the first question is 3 plus 4 times 2. So I can see I have adding and I have timesing. I have to do the timesing first. So I'm going to underline what I'm going to solve first, but I have to keep my question in the same order. So I'm going to write my 3 plus in the same order then I solve. 4 times 2 is 8. So whatever is underlined, I'm going to put that answer. My next line, all I have is adding. So 3 plus 8 is 11. Notice my form. Make sure you have your equal signs lined up and you're showing your work. All right, let's try this next question. The next question has a lot more going on. I have a subtract, I have brackets, and I have an exponent. So I'm going to start with my brackets because that's at the front of BEDMAS for B. The 10 minus, I leave it as it is, and now I'm going to solve 4 plus 4 since it's underlined, and I know that's 8, plus 3 squared. All right, now I have subtracting, adding, and I have an exponent. So next I have to solve the exponent, so that's what I'll underline. The 10 subtract 8 plus all stays the same, and I'm going to put my answer to 3 squared, which is 9. I'm just going to fix my plus sign. There we go. 3 squared we know is 9. Just a reminder, 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. And that's where we get it from. All right, now I just have to do in order. I have only subtract and addition, so I do it in the order left to right. So I start at the front. 10 minus 8 is 2, plus 9 is 11 again. Okay, my next question. I have 2 written next to a bracket. When you have a number next to a bracket, it means times. If that's something you forget, put a little times symbol in there. All right, inside the bracket, I have adding, but I have an exponent. I have to solve that exponent before I can add inside the bracket. So I'm going to keep the 2 bracket. Remember that means times. If you want, you can put a little times symbol to help you remember. Okay, we have 6 squared, which we know is going to be 36, because again, 6 squared equals 6 times 6, which is 36. Okay, and then I have the plus 4 after. Right, we have now the 2 bracket, and I'm going to solve inside here. 36 plus 4 is 40. And then I can finish it off. We know this is 2 times 40, which is 80. I said the answer there. All right, let's go on to number 4. Number 4, I can see I have to start with the bracket. Now I'm just going to rewrite BEDMAS again because every time I scroll my screen, I can't see the top. All right, that's easy to answer. That's 5, but remember order is important. So I keep 3 bracket. The answer to 4 plus 1 is 5, and then that answer has an exponent. Now, some of you might be tempted to do 3 times 5, but that's the wrong choice. I can't do timesing yet. I have to do my exponent, 5 squared. So it'll be 3 times the answer to 5 squared, which is 25. Okay, and now I can answer 3 times 25 is 75. All right, let's try the next one. I have an exponent, subtract. I have timesing right here. Remember, that means times. Another exponent and subtract in a bracket. So I have to start with my bracket. I'm going to start with 3 squared. So I have 7 squared minus 2 times 3 squared is 9 minus 5. Okay, the next thing I have to solve is in my bracket. So I'll write 7 squared minus 2. Remember, this is times. 9 minus 5, that answer is 4. All right, now I have to do my exponent next. So 7 squared, remember, is 7 times 7. I'll just write it down here. So we remember, which is 49. So I'll write 49 minus 2 times 4. Now again, some of you might be tempted to do 49 minus 2, but that's the wrong step. That's subtract, and I have to do the times first. So let's go ahead and we'll, whoops, went too far. Let's do that times first. So I'm going to write 49 minus 2 times 4, the answer is 8. And now I can subtract 49 minus 8 is 41. All right, last example. This is kind of neat because we haven't seen a square root. You're going to treat a square root like a bracket. Treat it like a bracket. So what that means is I have to answer underneath here before I use the square root. So let's keep the square root symbol on it. We're going to do 25 minus 16, which is 9. And now the answer to the square root of 9 is 3. And that's our last example. If you turn to the next page, you can see it says Order of Operations Worksheet. So this is your job to complete, and when we're back in class, we'll take it up. You're expected to do the whole page. Okay, have a great day.